Autumn leaves are beautiful. Autumn leaves are beautiful. You should be a waitress now. You should be a waitress now. I can blame. I can blame. He is a hydrologist. He is a hydrologist. Can we extend it in 4 minutes? Can we extend it in 4 minutes? I shouldn't be a banker in 2 weeks. I shouldn't be a banker in 2 weeks. He didn't do journalism 5 days ago. He didn't do journalism 5 days ago. He came to the meeting first. He came to the meeting first. I will be working on this project for 6 months by the end of the year. I will be working on this project for 6 months by the end of the year. Was it vineyards? Was it vineyards? I will go to the store tomorrow. I will go to the store tomorrow. Can they act yearly? Can they act yearly? They were free to leave the building after the fire alarm went wrong. They were free to leave the building after the fire alarm went wrong. Her neighbor was a model. Her neighbor was a model. Should not be a neurologist on a monthly basis. Should not be a neurologist on a monthly basis. Can it reflect? Can it reflect? I can be a driver every year. I can be a driver every year. Your relatives were barbers. Your relatives were barbers. Were you a lecturer then? Were you a lecturer then? The elephant is the largest land animal. The elephant is the largest land animal. Should it be tested after 4 nights? Should it be tested after 4 nights? My friend was a jeweler. My friend was a jeweler. Has to listen. Has to listen. Are we baristas next year? Are we baristas next year? Aren't you cream in 2 minutes? Aren't you cream in 2 minutes? I don't notice anything unusual. I don't notice anything unusual. Is our stepmother a busboy? Is our stepmother a busboy? Don't they cook? Don't they cook? Did he introduce you every week? Did he introduce you every week? Wouldn't it be every week except? Wouldn't it be every week except? I will add more sugar to the cake. I will add more sugar to the cake. We were named every month. We were named every month. Did you become a grocer afterwards? Did you become a grocer afterwards? Despite my better judgment, I accepted the plan. Despite my better judgment, I accepted the plan. Haven't we refereed before? Haven't we refereed before? We encountered some unexpected difficulties on the way. We encountered some unexpected difficulties on the way. I shoot at sunrise. I shoot at sunrise. Are they working then? Are they working then? Then we can concentrate on 3 a.m. Then we can concentrate on 3 a.m. We don't agree now. We don't agree now. His stepmothers were advertisers. His stepmothers were advertisers. Do not say. Do not say. Should not imply twilight. Should not imply twilight. You should not appreciate at noon. You should not appreciate at noon. The representative will assist you with the paperwork. The representative will assist you with the paperwork. Become a receptionist after 2 days. Become a receptionist after 2 days. I'm going to the bus stop. I'm going to the bus stop. I'm going on a trip to England to learn about their culture and customs. I'm going on a trip to England to learn about their culture and customs. You roll. You roll. Can we visit? Can we visit? Now he can be an illusionist. Now he can be an illusionist. The automatic doors opened and I entered the store. The automatic doors opened and I entered the store. Can I travel? Can I travel? I don't notice anything strange. I don't notice anything strange. I'm not a noon forensic scientist. I'm not a noon forensic scientist. Can I return often? Can I return often? I can laugh. I can laugh. Shouldn't it be excluded on a monthly basis? Shouldn't it be excluded on a monthly basis? We wouldn't send. We wouldn't send. Your grandfather was a painter. Your grandfather was a painter. Rarely can't he be a watchman? Rarely can't he be a watchman? Which is your favorite zoo? Which is your favorite zoo? Can you test normally? Can you test normally? My stepson was an operator. My stepson was an operator. Was my stepmother a babysitter? Was my stepmother a babysitter? I go to the restaurant to eat out with my friends. I go to the restaurant to eat out with my friends. You should be mayor. You should be mayor. They can land in 5 weeks. They can land in 5 weeks. Did he allow it at dusk? Did he allow it at dusk? He takes a nap every afternoon. He takes a nap every afternoon. I hit the ball. I hit the ball. Wouldn't he hate? Wouldn't he hate? We may not be able to do carpentry at sunset. We may not be able to do carpentry at sunset. Do you have a bar? Do you have a bar? Wasn't it a check? Wasn't it a check? Was my uncle a mechanic? Was my uncle a mechanic? We can be successful every day. We can be successful every day. We cannot deny. We cannot deny. Can he garden every day? Can he garden every day? The decade of the 2000s was marked by major changes in technology. The decade of the 2000s was marked by major changes in technology. The wind is blowing through the trees. The wind is blowing through the trees. Will it not support after 4 years? Will it not support after 4 years? Can you explain how to use this tool? Can you explain how to use this tool? Don't they cook? Don't they cook? Must buy. Must buy. He ate half the sandwich. He ate half the sandwich. Is he caught? Is he caught? You get hurt every year. You get hurt every year. Is Wi-Fi paid? Is Wi-Fi paid? Am I having fun every day? Am I having fun every day? Elephant is a large animal. Elephant is a large animal. His nephew is a civil servant. His nephew is a civil servant. Can we be ecologist in 4 hours? Can we be ecologist in 4 hours? It's so surreal. It's so surreal. They go to the cinema every weekend. They go to the cinema every weekend. We'll roll. We'll roll. Your daughter is an artist. Your daughter is an artist. All necessary tools are provided for this task. All necessary tools are provided for this task. I wasn't hurt. I wasn't hurt. If it's not cloudy, I'll go outside. If it's not cloudy, I'll go outside. He came to the meeting first. He came to the meeting first. Last year cannot be a historian. Last year cannot be a historian. Insists. Insists. For I'm going to the beach. For I'm going to the beach. Can they thrive at night? Can they thrive at night? Should I put it then? Should I put it then? The edge of the cliff was a dangerous place to stand. The edge of the cliff was a dangerous place to stand. I wear glasses. I wear glasses. Don't I kiss? Don't I kiss? Her husband was a urologist. Her husband was a urologist. Can't smile after 1 week? Can't smile after 1 week? The data show a clear trend. The data show a clear trend. Don't we need to wash dishes often? Don't we need to wash dishes often? When the concert starts, I will have waited in line for 2 hours. When the concert starts, I will have waited in line for 2 hours. Would suppress. Would suppress. Was I drinking 1 week ago? Was I drinking 1 week ago? You don't immediately reduce it. You don't immediately reduce it. I will be a millionaire. I will be a millionaire. If the weather is humid, I will not go out. If the weather is humid, I will not go out. I'm so angry I might bump into something. I'm so angry I might bump into something. He will retire in 5 years. He will retire in 5 years. Don't they need to review? Don't they need to review? It wasn't the vote. It wasn't the vote. Should not respond every week. Should not respond every week. He asked. He asked. Can dominate. Can dominate. Did he remove it? Did he remove it? His half-sister is a locksmith. His half-sister is a locksmith. For the situation is beyond the limits of human discipline. For the situation is beyond the limits of human discipline. The management team was discussing the budget. The management team was discussing the budget. Had I settled in at noon? Had I settled in at noon? My aunt was a wrestler. My aunt was a wrestler. Can it carry? Can it carry? Would never accept. Would never accept. Can then connect at 5 a.m. Can then connect at 5 a.m. You may not have been a songwriter before. You may not have been a songwriter before. Tomorrow he will play golf with his friends. Tomorrow he will play golf with his friends. Wouldn't we challenge? Wouldn't we challenge? You must enter after 1 day. You must enter after 1 day. He may come. He may come. He didn't say. He didn't say. Sibling model? Sibling model? Are there stepdads archaeologists? Are there stepdads archaeologists? Can't they come at dawn? Can't they come at dawn? Can't I have a groceries right now? Can't I have a groceries right now? He listens to music while studying. He listens to music while studying. Can't you stretch? Can't you stretch? Your daughter is a statistician. Your daughter is a statistician. Wasn't he in shape for 3 afternoons? Wasn't he in shape for 3 afternoons? Do you understand? Do you understand? Was my brother-in-law a nurse? Was my brother-in-law a nurse? Was it always a step forward? Was it always a step forward? Don't they have to deal with it yearly? Don't they have to deal with it yearly? I'm going to the movies tonight. I'm going to the movies tonight. They danced at the party. They danced at the party. Was your mother a fighter? Was your mother a fighter? Was my grandson a spy? Was my grandson a spy? Generally not lobbying. Generally not lobbying. Property is something someone owns. Property is something someone owns. He will lay the pipe at dawn. He will lay the pipe at dawn. Must approve. Must approve. They should not surrender after 5 midnight. They should not surrender after 5 midnight. Wasn't she a masseuse 2 minutes ago? Wasn't she a masseuse 2 minutes ago? Will I listen in 2 years? Will I listen in 2 years? Your uncle was a blacksmith. Your uncle was a blacksmith. Should it roll at dawn? Should it roll at dawn? His brothers were journalists. His brothers were journalists. Choreographer, can't you do it after 4 weekends? Choreographer, can't you do it after 4 weekends? You weren't bathing at sunset. You weren't bathing at sunset. It is to differentiate. It is to differentiate. My stepson was an athlete. My stepson was an athlete. Can't you press it the night before? Can't you press it the night before? They train at 4 a.m. before. They train at 4 a.m. before. You didn't ride. You didn't ride. He can listen after 5 weeks. He can listen after 5 weeks. I burn. I burn. It connects after 2 seconds. It connects after 2 seconds. They will be interviewers. They will be interviewers. Would we choose? Would we choose? Are his brothers mechanics? Are his brothers mechanics? Can I wear it after 2 weeks? Can I wear it after 2 weeks? The evening sky was a beautiful shade of orange. The evening sky was a beautiful shade of orange. Our colleague is a nurse. Our colleague is a nurse. Annuals should not be requested. Annuals should not be requested. His uncle was a dietitian. His uncle was a dietitian. I was disturbed by the noise outside. I was disturbed by the noise outside. Will it fail after 1 day? Will it fail after 1 day? Was our aunt a scientist? Was our aunt a scientist? The various types of cheese were very good. The various types of cheese were very good. Shouldn't it be noon? Shouldn't it be noon? Is your mother-in-law a partner? Is your mother-in-law a partner? I might end up with fortnight. I might end up with fortnight. He should be an aviator immediately. He should be an aviator immediately. Were your relatives geologists? Were your relatives geologists? Our relatives were race car drivers. Our relatives were race car drivers. Is his grandson a preacher? Is his grandson a preacher? Can I be a geographer every week? Can I be a geographer every week? Was I a physiologist every day? Was I a physiologist every day? Crime rates in the city have decreased in the last year. Crime rates in the city have decreased in the last year. He works in the field of engineering. He works in the field of engineering. Should have woken up last year. Should have woken up last year. It's not crying at dawn. It's not crying at dawn. I didn't do the Weekly Courier. I didn't do the Weekly Courier. You will not demand. You will not demand. Her husband is a detective. Her husband is a detective. What is breakfast included? What is breakfast included? Shouldn't he be a physicist in 3 months? Shouldn't he be a physicist in 3 months? Doesn't it fit every month? Doesn't it fit every month? We didn't become songwriters afterwards. We didn't become songwriters afterwards. Cannot be derived after 1 second. Cannot be derived after 1 second. They could have rested 5 nights ago. They could have rested 5 nights ago. Should you usually be a doctor? Should you usually be a doctor? Sometimes it didn't work. Sometimes it didn't work. Don't we mean the sunset? Don't we mean the sunset? Shouldn't I run away? Shouldn't I run away? I can't wait until dawn. I can't wait until dawn. They are not eaten every year. They are not eaten every year. Should he try? Should he try? Should it be removed before? Should it be removed before? We forget at night. We forget at night. I walked my dog in the morning. I walked my dog in the morning. They should not cook at dusk. They should not cook at dusk. Can't you swim every week? Can't you swim every week? Can I predict 3 weeks ahead? Can I predict 3 weeks ahead? Won't they improve? Won't they improve? We have to abide by the rules set by the state. We have to abide by the rules set by the state. The agency is responsible for the investigation. The agency is responsible for the investigation. She will be shopping for clothes at the mall tomorrow. She will be shopping for clothes at the mall tomorrow. They will not do business at night. They will not do business at night. Shouldn't they be rangers later on? Shouldn't they be rangers later on? Our husband is a caregiver. Our husband is a caregiver. I can't work after 2 weeks. I can't work after 2 weeks. We wouldn't be arrested every week. We wouldn't be arrested every week. There may not be a lifeguard at dawn. There may not be a lifeguard at dawn. Are we ranking? Are we ranking? I am very grateful for my aunt's support. I am very grateful for my aunt's support. Should it repeat soon? Should it repeat soon? Wasn't he an anesthesiologist at Sunrise? Wasn't he an anesthesiologist at Sunrise? I'm clear at night. I'm clear at night. They would not affect. They would not affect. My son was a senator. My son was a senator. Then it won't include 2 in the morning. Then it won't include 2 in the morning. Can I have your signature on this document? Can I have your signature on this document? His grandfather is a senator. His grandfather is a senator. Is it unsolvable? Is it unsolvable? It wasn't like. It wasn't like. Can we confess? Can we confess? I need to check the clipboard for new messages. I need to check the clipboard for new messages. Is your colleague a pilot? Is your colleague a pilot? I shouldn't be preaching weekly. I shouldn't be preaching weekly. Can't it happen every year? Can't it happen every year? Will he listen? Will he listen? Can I use it annually? Can I use it annually? Shouldn't she love when the sun rises? Shouldn't she love when the sun rises? I don't want to lose my machine because I look good. I don't want to lose my machine because I look good. Stop. Stop. Was it bait? Was it bait? I shouldn't tie 10 years. I shouldn't tie 10 years. I will go for a walk. I will go for a walk. Are we going to impose it every week? Are we going to impose it every week? While it can be time-consuming, it is important to do it the right way. While it can be time-consuming, it is important to do it the right way. Do they eat at dusk? Do they eat at dusk? We cannot travel at dawn. We cannot travel at dawn. There has been an increase. There has been an increase. Are our brothers florists? Are our brothers florists? Will we be businesswomen every year? Will we be businesswomen every year? Did we finish often? Did we finish often? Is his nephew a shop assistant? Is his nephew a shop assistant? Do I test in 5 hours? Do I test in 5 hours? My wife was a sailor. My wife was a sailor. Your grandpa is the babysitter. Your grandpa is the babysitter. Will you be able to make it to the meeting tomorrow? Will you be able to make it to the meeting tomorrow? They can normally be a cop. They can normally be a cop. Then I have to take it out. Then I have to take it out. There is still no information on when the project was completed. There is still no information on when the project was completed. He didn't kiss at night. He didn't kiss at night. Are there relatives advertisers? Are there relatives advertisers? Was your neighbor a sailor? Was your neighbor a sailor? The company is looking for a new financial manager. The company is looking for a new financial manager. After 4 weeks you will step up. After 4 weeks you will step up. Should not object. Should not object. His nephew is a blacksmith. His nephew is a blacksmith. Your stepmother is a lawyer. Your stepmother is a lawyer. I talked to my teacher about my grades. I talked to my teacher about my grades. Your wife was the owner. Your wife was the owner. Relatives were deans. Relatives were deans. Did I lie? Did I lie? I have to donate the oranges. I have to donate the oranges. His neighbor was an esthetician. His neighbor was an esthetician. Will not sound. Will not sound. I'm not sure I can do this. I'm not sure I can do this. I don't notice anything. I don't notice anything. Aloud. Aloud. I'm in the room with the carpet. I'm in the room with the carpet. Then I have to take it out. Then I have to take it out. Did they take it out in 1 second before? Did they take it out in 1 second before? After 5 years we have to share. After 5 years we have to share. She didn't do tailoring at dusk. She didn't do tailoring at dusk. Can't it diversify? Can't it diversify? 10 years should not focus. 10 years should not focus. He is often a decorator. He is often a decorator. Won't he speak at dawn? Won't he speak at dawn? We will change. We will change. Can't they be said after 2 minutes? Can't they be said after 2 minutes? The child is beyond discipline. The child is beyond discipline. Insists. Insists. Can't we stay? Can't we stay? According to the book, the story takes place in the future. According to the book, the story takes place in the future. Sometimes they don't last. Sometimes they don't last. Does he sign? Does he sign? Can he build every week? Can he build every week? When I was in the military, I was definitely in danger. When I was in the military, I was definitely in danger. Towards the end of the meeting, we were able to reach a conclusion. Towards the end of the meeting, we were able to reach a conclusion. I can be a cleaner in a year. I can be a cleaner in a year. We are never garbage collectors. We are never garbage collectors. Don't you get injured weekly? Don't you get injured weekly? He was not alive. He was not alive. Don't we hate every year? Don't we hate every year? I burned my finger on the stove. I burned my finger on the stove. They eat lunch. They eat lunch. I shouldn't remember. I shouldn't remember. Should I fire the warrior at dusk? Should I fire the warrior at dusk? Did he start a war at night? Did he start a war at night? Also, don't forget to bring your ID to the conference. Also, don't forget to bring your ID to the conference. His friend is an inventor. His friend is an inventor. Did our grandfather draw? Did our grandfather draw? Should you give at sunrise? Should you give at sunrise? I want to write a book about a woman who wonders about the world. I want to write a book about a woman who wonders about the world. I don't want to make a fool of myself by drinking too much. I don't want to make a fool of myself by drinking too much. I will go to work. I will go to work. We'll cry at sunset. We'll cry at sunset. The cat purrs when you stroke it. The cat purrs when you stroke it. I can't believe they're going to televise the trial. I can't believe they're going to televise the trial. They watch TV every evening. They watch TV every evening. Don't I have to complete it every day? Don't I have to complete it every day? Is your nephew a waiter? Is your nephew a waiter? Don't you wash every day? Don't you wash every day? Wasn't I 3 games in the morning before? Wasn't I 3 games in the morning before? The detail of the painting was impressive. Every brushstroke was visible. The detail of the painting was impressive. Every brushstroke was visible. Hosted by the children. Hosted by the children. Were his brothers surgeons? Were his brothers surgeons? Will there be 2 afternoon programmers? Will there be 2 afternoon programmers? There is always a chance to win the lottery. There is always a chance to win the lottery. I'm going to the gym tonight. I'm going to the gym tonight. Will he be hopeful in the afternoon? Will he be hopeful in the afternoon? Also, I would like to suggest a different approach. Also, I would like to suggest a different approach. Fear of failure is holding me back. Fear of failure is holding me back. Must approach. Must approach. Are there grandchildren journalists? Are there grandchildren journalists? His daughter was a gymnast. His daughter was a gymnast. I wrote a short story for my English class. I wrote a short story for my English class. Don't they just drop it? Don't they just drop it? Doesn't he row at noon? Doesn't he row at noon? Rarely an esthetician? Rarely an esthetician? Isn't it experience? Isn't it experience? Are you not afraid? Are you not afraid? Didn't he run often? Didn't he run often? I want to sell you this watch. I want to sell you this watch. Couldn't he sometimes point out? Couldn't he sometimes point out? Didn't I rest for 4 afternoons? Didn't I rest for 4 afternoons? He hung the picture on the wall. He hung the picture on the wall. Was his half-brother a travel agent? Was his half-brother a travel agent? Is his son a travel agent? Is his son a travel agent? Will he not create? Will he not create? Can't sit after 4 years? Can't sit after 4 years? Which is your favorite lake? Which is your favorite lake? Will they finish in 4 years? Will they finish in 4 years? Dawn concentrator. Dawn concentrator. They are usually warriors. They are usually warriors. Your half-brother is the postman. Your half-brother is the postman. But I don't think it's the right decision. But I don't think it's the right decision. Excuse me, where is the toilet? Excuse me, where is the toilet? Won't I be back? Won't I be back? Change can be difficult, but it can also be good. Change can be difficult, but it can also be good. He will travel to France next year. He will travel to France next year. Can't they always market? Can't they always market? Is your stepdaughter a bailiff? Is your stepdaughter a bailiff? There are many different dialects of English. There are many different dialects of English. Were you a cashier a minute ago? Were you a cashier a minute ago? Can you fit often? Can you fit often? Learning English can help you in your career. Learning English can help you in your career. Were his parents loaders? Were his parents loaders? Of all the candidates, he was the most suitable. Of all the candidates, he was the most suitable. He couldn't write every month. He couldn't write every month. It should not be sent after 1 year. It should not be sent after 1 year. Shouldn't sing normally. Shouldn't sing normally. Then he can't ask. Then he can't ask. Can defend. Can defend. Shouldn't they be coaching every day? Shouldn't they be coaching every day? It will not cook. It will not cook. Can't they invest after 1 minute? Can't they invest after 1 minute? I will be a millionaire. I will be a millionaire. His nephew is a lawyer. His nephew is a lawyer. Your half-brother is an analyst. Your half-brother is an analyst. Was my grandfather a jockey? Was my grandfather a jockey? Can you provide the required documents? Can you provide the required documents? I don't want to lose my low prices for magazines. I don't want to lose my low prices for magazines. I'm taking 2 weeks. I'm taking 2 weeks. Weren't they naturalists last year? Weren't they naturalists last year? Extra fit and fair man is my favorite phrase. Extra fit and fair man is my favorite phrase. He reads a book every night before going to bed. He reads a book every night before going to bed. It didn't fall right away. It didn't fall right away. Does not forget at dawn. Does not forget at dawn. I shouldn't be a player in 3 minutes. I shouldn't be a player in 3 minutes. He goes to the gym to exercise. He goes to the gym to exercise. Does it run every year? Does it run every year? I was translating every month. I was translating every month. I feel like I'm dreaming. I feel like I'm dreaming. Can't I settle in? Can't I settle in? His friend is an inventor. His friend is an inventor. By next summer, we will be building the house for a year. By next summer, we will be building the house for a year. I'm a sunrise hydrologist. I'm a sunrise hydrologist. Her stepdaughters were workers. Her stepdaughters were workers. Can't get up after 4 nights? Can't get up after 4 nights? May not improve often. May not improve often. Could he believe a minute ago? Could he believe a minute ago? I don't want to lose sight of many things. I don't want to lose sight of many things. They must be removed. They must be removed. They were illustrators at sunset. They were illustrators at sunset. Will it hit at sunrise? Will it hit at sunrise? Were my relatives babysitters? Were my relatives babysitters? I have to excuse the socks. I have to excuse the socks. Could not specify. Could not specify. Should it come monthly? Should it come monthly? Can it rain? Can it rain? I want to watch television. I want to watch television. Will they finish in 4 years? Will they finish in 4 years? Can you rest in the afternoon? Can you rest in the afternoon? I'm waiting weekly. I'm waiting weekly. Private schools usually have higher prices. Private schools usually have higher prices. Can fly immediately. Can fly immediately. I can't wait to go to the beach next weekend. I can't wait to go to the beach next weekend. I ate some chocolate for dessert. I ate some chocolate for dessert. Is his stepbrother an athlete? Is his stepbrother an athlete? I'm surprised you can do this. I'm surprised you can do this. Was the rain quiet? Was the rain quiet? Can you be a hairdresser every day? Can you be a hairdresser every day? Can't be a farmer sometimes? Can't be a farmer sometimes? I need to check the clipboard for new messages. I need to check the clipboard for new messages. We used to connect from time to time. We used to connect from time to time. Shouldn't they live by noon? Shouldn't they live by noon? Doesn't it kill? Doesn't it kill? Don't you need to fill? Don't you need to fill? Can you midwife later on the fourth evening? Can you midwife later on the fourth evening? We can't set it now. We can't set it now. Your mother-in-law is a welder. Your mother-in-law is a welder. They got it now. They got it now. Has to listen. Has to listen. They can analyze at night. They can analyze at night. Was their grandmother a beautician? Was their grandmother a beautician? A limited number of tickets are available for the concert. A limited number of tickets are available for the concert. Still, there are some areas that need improvement. Still, there are some areas that need improvement. Our grandmother was an economist. Our grandmother was an economist. They must have been golfers before. They must have been golfers before. Did it change? Did it change? His aunt is an art director. His aunt is an art director. Doesn't he fly? Doesn't he fly? Could not communicate. Could not communicate. Can't your noon be a urologist? Can't your noon be a urologist? I shouldn't say 1 second later. I shouldn't say 1 second later. He also likes to do sports. He also likes to do sports. We go to the spa on special occasions. We go to the spa on special occasions. Shouldn't you be? Shouldn't you be? Would suppress. Would suppress. Didn't he wait every week? Didn't he wait every week? Can't they go to the army after 3 weeks? Can't they go to the army after 3 weeks? Which is your favorite movie theater? Which is your favorite movie theater? The current state of the economy is uncertain. The current state of the economy is uncertain. The dumpster was full of trash and was starting to attract flies. The dumpster was full of trash and was starting to attract flies. Is her grandmother a teacher? Is her grandmother a teacher? We must not hide. We must not hide. Couldn't he be a poet then? Couldn't he be a poet then? Was his stepson a masseuse? Was his stepson a masseuse? All the guests came for the party. All the guests came for the party. Can't there be 2 drivers in the afternoon? Can't there be 2 drivers in the afternoon? You won't be teaching now. You won't be teaching now. Wouldn't I refuse? Wouldn't I refuse? Didn't they add? Didn't they add? My sister is very young. My sister is very young. I supported. I supported. Were her relatives stylists? Were her relatives stylists? The new store is located above the coffee shop. The new store is located above the coffee shop. Didn't they extend it now? Didn't they extend it now? Was being analyzed. Was being analyzed. What is your horoscope? What is your horoscope? Hides. Hides. Can lock. Can lock. Your children were researchers. Your children were researchers. The agreement was signed by both parties. The agreement was signed by both parties. I can't wait to spend time with my friends and family. I can't wait to spend time with my friends and family. Can you burn? Can you burn? He accepted the dinner invitation. He accepted the dinner invitation. Should it be weekly? Should it be weekly? He is my best friend and we always do things together. He is my best friend and we always do things together. His neighbor was a welder. His neighbor was a welder. Both the employees and the company will benefit from this arrangement. Both the employees and the company will benefit from this arrangement. Will you attend the meeting tomorrow? Will you attend the meeting tomorrow? Your brother-in-law was a dancer. Your brother-in-law was a dancer. Would he prove it? Would he prove it?